Seating is limited, so call today. Reserve your spot. 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or go online to stllearningcenter.com. Total Information Saturday continues on St. Louis's News Radio, KMOX.
Hey, we're back on Total Information AM. Time to talk some movies. Mark Reardon stepping in. What do we got? Aladdin is the big name.
That would
start
be,
with that.
Yeah, we'll start with Aladdin. That's on track to do about 80 million this weekend. That's a pretty good number for Memorial Day. It's interesting, this weekend, you know, for the longest time was the traditional movie starts in summer, and then they really moved it up to the beginning of May. And for a while, as I remember, there's been a different philosophy on Labor Day and Memorial Day. I think sometimes they don't release big movies. They think that families are going to stay, you know, at the pools and do things like that. But this is a pretty big opening for the Disney live-action remake of Aladdin. There's been a lot of these, as we know. We got The Lion King coming later this summer. So Lion King will be ginormous. This is basically the same story you saw in 1992 with this petty thief and Agrabah in this Arabian kingdom, and the Sultan there is trying to find a suitable husband for his daughter, Princess Jasmine, played by Naomi Scott. There is this common thief that I mentioned. Maida Massoud is the character. He plays Aladdin. And Jafar, the other character that you'll remember from that movie, that's the Sultan's trusted advisor that forces him, Aladdin, into a magical cave. That's where the lamp comes out. You get your genie, you get your 3 wishes. You got this big, blue, muscular genie, played by Will Smith. And he's been in that thing for 1,000 years, right? If you see it, he's been using some PEDs because he's working out nonstop. So, you know, part of me when I saw this movie, George, is there's no way, I mean, there is no way you can outdo Robin Williams. It's just not even worth trying. So the genie is not the biggest part of this movie. And I think Will Smith plays it a little understated on purpose. What makes the film work is really the chemistry between essentially 2 people who you don't know. The character that plays Aladdin and Princess Jasmine. These are 2 actors that you ordinarily would not even know the names of. But their chemistry is so good. Even the musical pieces, you know, we have A Whole New World, and there's a couple of new songs in here as well. The music works pretty well, but really that plays almost second fiddle to just the story, the chemistry, the visuals. Guy Ritchie, the director here, that's Madonna's ex. I don't always like his movies, but I think it really worked here. So I like this movie. I don't think it's the perfect Disney live animated remake, but you know, live action remake, but I did like it. I think families are going to like this one.
So the 13-year-old and the 10-year-old looking forward to it, go ahead and buy the ticket.
I think so, but you know, here's the thing. You got to know this is a musical, and some people, I always kind of have this warning out there. You go into a theater and people start breaking into song, that's not comfortable for everyone, so keep that in mind.
Gotcha. Now tell me about the other one I have not heard of, and you said it's time that everybody heard of it.
All right, I'm gonna lead with this just because I don't like it when people come back to me and say, well, Reardon, you didn't tell me this. This is a very, very raunchy movie. It's an R-rated teen comedy, if you will, with Beanie Feldstein, who was in Lady Bird a couple years ago, and Caitlin Dever, one of my favorite young actresses. She was in Justified. She's in the show. I love Tim Allen's show, Last Man Standing, sort of a guilty pleasure show for me. 2 best friends about to graduate from high school, Molly and Amy. Molly's a real overachiever. She's going to Yale. She wants to be the youngest member of the Supreme Court, but guess what they find out the night before graduation? They've had no fun. Their noses have been in the books, and they haven't really lived their high school existence. So they decide, this gets a little gimmicky, to put it all on the line and party the night before graduation. Olivia Wilde is the director here. Actress Olivia Wilde, never done that before. It's got a great soundtrack. The cast includes Will Forte, Lisa Kudrow, Jason Sudeikis, and a bunch of folks you won't recognize. This is my favorite movie of the year. It is almost going to be impossible to stay off not only my top 10 list, but maybe my top 5 of the year. I love this title. It is called Booksmart. Did I bury that?
We got so excited about talking about it.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's funny, it's intelligent, it's heartfelt, it is anything but predictable. It takes some real interesting turns here. And this Beanie Feldstein, I'm telling you, I've always said, I wish I could buy stock in young actors, musicians, people that you see coming onto the scene that you know are going to be big stars. She is so funny. There's great magical chemistry with her and Caitlin Dever here. And I wish, you know, I'm 54 years old, so typically this is not a movie that people in our age group would see. But it's such a good movie, and it's so funny. So this is not, even though it's a teen comedy, don't don't be scared away by this movie because it's so well done.
As a guy of the same generation as you, when I hear about a movie like this, some kind of high school movie, I always am going to hold it up to the standard
John
of
Hughes.
Breakfast Club,
Right.
16 Candles,
Absolutely.
Pretty in Pink. Will this be in that category 10 years from
It
now?
is absolutely John Hughes' influence. The difference is John Hughes did not make raunchy movies. So what you have to think of here is more like Superbad, all right? Allison Jones, you would never know her. I don't know her. She was the casting director for Superbad. She's the casting director here. The reason that's important is they do such a great job with even the smallest roles in this movie that are memorable. So is it going to stand out like a John Hughes movie? No, because a wider audience will have seen those movies because of the rating. But I think this will find a small audience at the theater and become a really, really popular cult classic. I really do. It's that good.
All righty. Words to live by there. So we'll have to get out to the theater this weekend and catch a couple of these. It'll be hot enough, certainly, to find some air conditioning for a little while.
Absolutely.
Mark Reardon, thanks as always for joining us.
All right, thanks, George.
How could you? Oh, don't act so surprised, Mother. I had no idea you and Bob were getting married. I'm not marrying Bob. I'm marrying his father.
Experience banking without the drama at Town & Country Bank in Edwardsville and Fairview Heights. Let our convenient services, time-saving tools, and experienced lenders help be your guiding light. After all, you only have one life to live.
Huh, you can't marry Bob's father. I am.
Town & Country Bank for real-life banking needs. Online at townandcountrybank.com, member FDIC.
Hi, Mike Shannon here. How would you like to cheer for the Cardinals this summer? Goodwill would like to help you with that by offering you half-price tickets. That's right, half-price tickets. All you have to do is donate to your local Goodwill